You can give me yours on @FightLead on Twitter. National MMA fighters and personalities will be on the Fight Lead Report, and you'll be able to post them any questions at Fight Lead on Twitter. Also, breaking MMA news and more at the Fight Lead Report on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com every Tuesday at 12 p.m.
This is Chuck Harris.
And John Presnowski here from Chuck and Prez. We want to let you guys know to tune in every Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. for the Football Focus.
Your number one stop for all Chicago Bears coverage.
That's right, Chuck. We're also going to be taking a look at a handful of games from the NFL, giving you the latest scoop from across the league.
This is your only destination if you truly call yourself a football fan. So what are you waiting for?
Check us out, guys. The Football Focus every Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
What's up? It's Jonathan Hood from Chicago's Game Night. Not many people can say that they love their career, but I certainly do. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard can help you find the career that you love. I also teach at ICB because I like helping the next generation of broadcasters discover their passion. How do you discover yours? Well, ICB is enrolling students for day and evening classes right now. Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. Get hands-on training on air and behind the scenes. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your career in 1 year. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So why waste another minute in a career that you don't love? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports and see what the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has to offer. Go to the website right now, beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 2 o'clock p.m., I'm Sam Piobo here with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com Sports Update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. The Bears are coming off their bye week healthier than when they went in. Lance Briggs and John Bostic are healthy and should be good to go for Sunday night. The Bears are getting set to play the hated Green Bay Packers for the 190th time. The Bears lead the all-time series by 3. They hope to hold off Aaron Rodgers and that high-powered offense Sunday at 7:20 on Sunday Night Football. The Bulls beat the Milwaukee Bucks last night 95-86 as they continue their good start to the season. They are now 4-1. Taj Gibson led all scorers with 23 points. Paul Gasol added another 22. Derrick Rose returned from his 2 ankle sprains last night and put up 13 points in the win. The Bulls' next game is tomorrow night against the 76ers in Philadelphia. The Blackhawks are gearing up to play the Washington Capitals tomorrow night. Unfortunately, they will be without Patrick Sharp for the next month or so, as he was injured Tuesday in the Hawks' 5-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. Meanwhile, the Hawks unveiled their Winter Classic jerseys for the outdoor game against the Washington Capitals on New Year's Day. As of now, the Hawks' record stands at 7-5-1. Briefly, the Cubs and Sox have some money to spend this offseason, and both are reportedly going to be very active in free agency. This has been your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com Sports Update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. For more information, log on to beonair.com. I'm Sam Piobo. Stay tuned for the Sam and Joe Show.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Glad to be with you on this Thursday afternoon. I am your host, Sam Piopo, alongside my co-host and producer, Joe Cerna. How we doing today?
Doing pretty good, Sam. How about yourself?
Always great, always great. Boy, do we have a show for you today. We have the Bears coming off the bye week playing the hated Green Bay Packers for the 190th time. The all-time meeting record is 93-96 in favor of the Bears. The first meeting was back in 1921. Can you believe that?
That's crazy. A long time ago.
It is. We have some Bears, like I said. We'll get into some quarterback stats. Won't mention any names just yet. We'll have a Bears injury update, along with our NFL picks of the week and our locks of the week. We'll have Bulls basketball as they continue their good start to the season. We'll have Blackhawks hockey, of course. And, of course, we'll have some Cubs and Sox, believe it or not. In this chilly weather, we're talking baseball in Chicago. So why don't we get right down to it here as the 3-5 Chicago Bears take on the 5-3 Green Bay Packers. Joe, to start things off here, how important is it for the Bears to at least play a good game against the Packers Sunday night?
I think we're past the point of importance. It was very crucial 3 games ago. They haven't proved themselves a good team. Only in a couple of games they have.
Right.
So, yeah, of course it's important. Any game's important to show their performance and what they're doing to improve, but it seems like that's not happening.
Right, I agree. And how important is the Bears and Packers matchup to you as a Bears fan?
Right, it's very important considering the fact that they're rivals.
Huge rivals.
Since 1921. That's
absolutely
a long time, and it's a long time of hating the Packers as well.
It is, and this is probably the most important 2 games of the year for me as a Bears fan. Playing the Packers, obviously you always want to beat them, but the way the Bears have played against the Packers in the past, it's it's not good. And as a Bears fan, I'm just waiting for that day to see the Bears, just take over the rivalry and start winning some games against the Packers here. And it just seems like that never happens.
Yeah, it's either a good game, like I'm talking about recently, it's either a good game or the Bears lose.
Exactly.
And it's been like that for the past couple of years. I mean, they have won games, but it's either been really close or the Bears lose.
Right. And like I said, the Bears lead the all-time series right now. 93 wins for the Bears, 90 for the Packers. Oh, wait, and there's 6 ties. Back in the day, some ties. Let's get into some quarterback stats here. We're going to compare a little bit. Jay Cutler, I'm going to give you his stat line this far throughout the season.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. His completion percentage is 67%, all right? Not too bad. It's his best number of his career, actually, as of now. So, moving on, he has 2,093 yards, middle of the pack, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4 fumbles lost, 9 fumbles in total.
Oh.
And the quarterback rating is 95.8, and it is 11th in the league. What are your thoughts on those stats when you see them?
I mean, now, how many years is this?
Oh, this is just the season, so thus far.
This season?
This season.
Holy cow. That is crazy.
What's so crazy about it?
9 fumbles?
9 fumbles.
Oh, my goodness.
But
That's
only 4 of them have been,
The fact that there was fumbles is a bad thing, though.
Yeah. So what sticks out to you most? Is it the fumbles?
That's definitely a major part of it. And then the 70%, I mean, yeah, it's above half percentage, but
yeah,
that's still, I mean, that's mediocre.
And when you compare him with the next guy, obviously his opponent for this weekend, Aaron Rodgers, it seems like Aaron Rodgers has been playing great football, which he has. But if you take a look at the numbers, and I'm about to show it to you, they're strangely similar to Jay Cutler's numbers, okay? So here's Rodgers' stat line. I said Cutler's was 67%, his completion percentage. Aaron Rodgers is only 68, okay? And his yards, Aaron Rodgers actually has 1 less yard than Jay Cutler, 2,092 yards. But here's the range where it starts to, make some distance between them. 19 touchdowns for Rodgers, 3 interceptions for Rodgers, 1 fumble loss for Rodgers, and his quarterback rating is 113.6, which is number 1 in the NFL.
And what was Cutler's?
His quarterback rating?
Yeah.
95.8. It's 11th. It's good for 11th in the NFL.
Yeah, 11th. That's closer to the middle mark.
Yeah.
Which means he's mediocre. And if he wants to be elite or be even considered elite, he needs to bring his numbers up. He really does. I mean, you can't be considered one of the best and play like garbage.
See, what really sticks out to me, though, is that the numbers between the two quarterbacks are really the same.
Yeah, and it's pretty unique. But when it comes to crucial points, the interceptions, fumbles, and like that, Aaron Rodgers has better numbers.
Absolutely.
And when you have bad numbers in that, those lead to touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or at least advanced field position. And Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers have that way over Jay Cutler and the Bears.
Well, here's the turnover differential. Okay? Jay Cutler, I said 8 interceptions and 4 fumbles. That's 12 turnovers from Jay Cutler alone, okay? When you look at Rodgers, he has only committed 4 turnovers for his team in combined. So when you look at the actual numbers and not looking at the turnover column, these guys are really similar.
Yeah.
And it always depends on how you protect the football. Because right now, if you go and ask anybody on the street, Jay Cutler or Aaron Rodgers, there's no way they would even put Jay Cutler in the same category as Aaron Rodgers.
And if they do, you can tell that they're Bears fans.
That's true. Wait a minute. We're Bears fans, but we don't.
Yeah, but we're different kind of Bear fans.
Unbiased.
Yeah.
I got you.
We're realists.
Yeah.
And going over to that, I mean, we love our quarterback. But when he's playing like this, it's hard to. It's hard to even defend him because...
I don't defend him anymore.
Yeah, you hear people on ESPN and such calling him an elite quarterback. And yeah, he does have the potential. We've seen that he has the drive to. He's just not showing it.
Does he have the drive to, though?
He's not showing the drive.
There you go.
He's not showing his credentials.
Like I said in last week's show, I mean, I went on a rant. I said Jay Cutler really needs to give it you-know-what.
Yeah.
He sits there on the sideline. He just doesn't look interested. And that's what will bring your, not only your popularity, but...
your team.
There you go. It'll bring you down, period.
Yeah, nobody wants to see their main guy sitting there. Oh, there goes another advanced field position. There goes another one, you know.
And when you see Rodgers and Cutler's stats similar like they are, and you put one, which is Rodgers, all the way at the top, and you put Jay Cutler in the middle, it doesn't make much sense, does it? But when you look at the turnovers, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers is obviously the better quarterback. Maybe not yardage or completion percentage-wise, but, you know, when it comes to big moments and big games, only one of those quarterbacks gets it done.
So, basically, when it comes to reliability and who you want more, you'd rather have Aaron Rodgers over Jay Cutler.
Oh, any day of the week. Tell you what, if I'm Phil Emery, Bears GM, if I get an offer for Aaron Rodgers, you could take away Brandon Marshall, you could take away Alshon Jeffrey. If there's an offer on the table that leads to the Bears getting Aaron Rodgers, oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
All for it. I would trade anybody. Would you?
I would too.
Anybody at all?
To an extent, anybody.
Well, who would you keep?
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah?
Alshon Jeffrey. Martellus.
Okay, but who are you going to give them then?
Who
they're not going to say, here, take Jay Cutler.
Our whole defensive line.
Oh, yeah, they want them. Especially that injured Lamar Houston, huh?
Who would I get? I'd give him Santonio Holmes.
He doesn't even play anymore.
Okay, but I'm gonna give him a group of people, so it seems equal. Santonio Holmes. Give him Jared Allen, and we'll give him Garza.
Lance Briggs. Oh, okay. Well,
no, I'd like to see him on the Bears. Who's to the left of him?
Do you think Do you think they would trade offense for defense though? Come on, it's ridiculous.
Just throw him in there. Just hey.
I guess.
We mean business.
This conversation isn't even valid.
It's hopes and dreams.
Oh, yeah, right. Here's a question for you. Can the Bears hold off Aaron Rodgers this Sunday? Not at all.
They'll be on the field. I don't know if they'll be playing on the field, but
should they even bother going on the field?
They need to be there. They're going to be the first team to be called not enough men on the field because there's only going to be one person out there. Come on, guys.
Come on. We got to protect this guy. We got to stop. We got to stop him.
You know what? No, it's not even going to be a player. It's going to be Mark Trestman accidentally stepping on the field. He's going to be the only person.
Realistically, though, if the Bears can hold Aaron Rodgers to under 250 yards, there's a chance.
Yeah, and realistically, they can. They can. Not hold them, but get in their way, most definitely.
Right. You know, just like not stop them completely, because you're not going to stop an MVP quarterback like Aaron Rodgers.
No.
But if you limit them, I think that's a good word. If you limit them to what they can do, if you listen, if everybody on that defense does their assignment, this guy's not going to have a big day. And if he doesn't have a big day, the Bears have a shot at winning. Simple as that. We're going to take a quick time out here on the Sam and Joe Show. Coming up next, we're going to get more in-depth with our Bears. We're going to have an injury updates. And, of course, we're going to have our favorite segment, the NFL Picks of the Week. Make sure to stay tuned. You're listening to the Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Straight talk. Let's have some straight talk. Hey, what's up? It's Jason Cage. So I know semesters have started back in school. If you're sitting on your hands right now, you're like, man, I missed the deadline to get signed up somewhere. It's called the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. If you want to do what we do, you want to get backstage to concerts, you want to sit behind a microphone, do your own show, maybe work behind the scenes, meet cool people, get free tickets to pretty much everything you can think of. Get all the fun perks that come along with being in the radio, TV, and sports broadcasting industry. The fast track is the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. It's a 1-year course, all hands-on training. Get the leg up on the competition. They're going to get you set up and get you the skills that you'll need to jump right out of the door, right behind a microphone, doing your own show. It's called ICB, the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. Get the tour set up. They're enrolling right now. Don't wait. beonair.com/CAGE. Hire me one day.
Football season is here, and Second City Sports is the place for the latest news and previews of what's ahead this Bears season.
Bubba looking around. Touchdown to the back of the end zone to Brandon Marshall.
We'll talk this week's matchups featuring the Bears and the rest of the NFL. We'll also talk college football, Cubs, White Sox, and much more. So come join the fun with me, Lakina McGee, for Second City Sports, Thursdays noon to 2, only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Only on Chicagoland Sports Radio can you find Mike Pendleton, Chris Walanga, Josh Lopez, and Steve Suff on Full Scale Sports Radio. Catch all the fun and the spirited debate of all things NFL, MLB playoffs, college football, and soon to be a little hockey, all from 7 to 10 on Wednesday nights. We welcome your thoughts and your opinions as long as you stick to your guns. On your Wednesday nights, though, stick with us, Full Scale Sports Radio, from 7 to 10 p.m., only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, Joe, do you know what you get when you listen to the Sam and Joe Show?
No, what?
You get the best coverage of the Chicago Bears and the entire NFL, along with our NFL Picks of the Week.
That's right, Sam. You also get the latest coverage from your Chicago Bulls.
And of course, we'll be talking your beloved Blackhawks and their quest for another Stanley Cup.
So make sure to listen in on the Sam and Joe Show every Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Here at the Pro Wrestling Experience, I, Josh Lopez, give you the best wrestling coverage you can't find anywhere else. I'm the best in the world at what I do. I'll bring you some of the biggest names inside and outside the professional wrestling world and educate you in everything in the world of professional wrestling, from WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor Wrestling, and much more. Make sure to check out the show with the student of the game, Josh Lopez, every Wednesdays, 10 to 1, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Here's what you missed last time on Educated Insanity.
Believe this. You're not going to believe this. Yo, I shot myself. Where'd you shoot yourself? Dog, you're not going to believe this. You just...
Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh, do you see my pants? It is red around here, okay? I need your help. I'm shivering, and I'm about to
It's Educated Insanity, Wednesdays, 5 to 7, right here, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You love sports, you have passion, but you need skills to work in sports broadcasting. It's Herb Lawrence of 670 The Score. Get those skills at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, just like I did. Check out their campus in Lombard with amazing equipment and staff. Get a jump on the competition with hands-on training in radio and TV. With internships, flexible classes, affordable tuition, and job placement, you could start a new career at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. Enrolling now for upcoming classes. Go to beonair.com/SCORE. That's beonair.com/SCORE.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Turn it up.
That was interesting.
Turn it up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm your host, Sam Piopo, alongside co-host, producer, Joe Cerna. And before the break, we were talking some Chicago Bears football here as they're coming off their bye to play the Green Bay Packers. They will be playing Aaron Rodgers, Joe, and we all know how great he is. What has to happen for the Bears to come out with a win out of Lambeau Field?
It's hard to say. There's so many things that they need improving on, and they haven't been improving.
So is it even possible to come out with a win out of Lambeau?
It's possible, but it's not going to happen.
That's just a quick answer right there.
Very quick, sweet, and to the point.
I'm going to tell you what needs to happen for the Bears to come out of Lambeau with a win. This is what needs to happen. They need to rush the quarterback with effectiveness. Wow, that was a terrible word right there. But you know what I mean, though? I mean,
they need to put more pressure and actually seem like a threat. Not like, oh, there's just a team that I'm playing. No. Oh, like make them second guess their throw. Make them second guess their running. And they're just doing stuff, and they're running all over and passing all over the Bears defense.
Do you think there's any shot that that the Packers actually could be overlooking the Bears at this point? Do you think that could happen?
I would be. I honestly would.
You'd be overlooking the Bears?
Yeah.
Saying this is going to be way too easy?
Yeah.
How can you do that, though?
As far as offense, yeah. Because, you got one of the most comfortable players in the NFL right now, Aaron Rodgers, against one of the worst defenses. It's just, it's non-compatible.
No, it's not. But anytime you overlook an NFL team, they can come up on you and they can win the game, no matter who it is.
And see, they can, but will they? I don't think so.
Yeah, but come on. This is a rivalry that goes back so far that anytime, okay, say the Bears back in the early 2000s, they weren't that very good. They were 4-12 at best some seasons, but the Packers were good. Okay, even though the Bears were bad back then, anytime they played the Packers, all bets were off. It didn't matter whose record was what. These teams were going to play each other at an even pace. Now, obviously, that didn't happen a couple weeks back, but it could happen this week.
You know what? Anything can happen. I will completely agree with you. And I'm not putting 100% doubt into the Bears, but I just don't see it happening.
All
but
right.
It's definitely not out of the question considering the fact that they're coming off the bye week, and they could have definitely improved in areas.
Plus, considering the fact that we're always wrong.
Yeah, that too.
That's for another segment, though. So let's talk about the running game and Matt Forte. The Packers' running defense, rush defense, is not good. Bottom in the league, actually. How big is it for the Bears to get Matt Forte going on the ground this weekend?
Will you repeat that?
How big is it to get the Bears and Matt Forte running against the Packers this weekend?
Well, that's a stumper. I tried to get you to repeat it so I can have time to answer it, but I still can't answer it yet. It's definitely very important. But that's not their only hope.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's a reliable hope.
It should be, though. I mean,
but when you got,
listen, when you have Matt Forte and you're playing a rushing defense like the Packers, you better rush that football the first 4 downs.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Matt Forte. I'm just trying to give something to Jay Cutler, as far as
he's gonna have to throw.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, although, yes, I will answer your question. Yes, it is very crucial for Matt Forte to run the ball a lot. But the passing has to be there. Because without that passing, I guarantee they're going to at least get 1 interception this game.
Jay Cutler's going to throw an interception?
Yes.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope so, too. I don't want to be right.
But going back to your point, Joe Cutler. Jay Cutler's definitely going to have to throw the football if the Bears want to have any shot at winning this game. But if you get that running game going with Matt Forte, and like it should, actually, I mean, the Packers are terrible at the run defense, so if you get the run game going, that sets up what? The pass, the play action. And if you get a mean play action going with a running back like Matt Forte, I mean, you can't predict who Jay Cutler's going to throw to. Is he going to throw it over the middle to Martellus Bennett? Is he going to throw it out wide to Jeffrey or Marshall? Or is he going to drop it down to Matt Forte? I mean, when you have a good running game, anything can happen.
Well, speaking of that, earlier today, Mark Trestman said, I look at the balance as we want to run it when it's important to run it. What do you think about that? Do you agree?
Repeat that one more time.
All right, he said,
make sure I got it.
I look at balance as we want to run it when it's important to run it. So from what I get at this, he wants, basically what I was saying, he wants to balance it out. Yes, it's important for him to run it, but he still wants that passing game to be there.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. But to me, what I get out of that is that he's not completely committed to the run. If he starts to run and it doesn't work, I feel like they're going to resort to all passing. And if you start to resort to all passing and they know what you're going to do, game's over. You lost.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to say is that, like, the running game needs to happen for the Bears at least every other play, in my opinion.
It definitely has to be like 85% to 90% of the game needs to be Matt Forte driving.
Either catching it or running it,
Yeah.
right. I completely agree with that.
And as a viewer, I would completely be fine with that.
Yeah.
Seeing them advance, because it's not like it's out of Matt Forte's capabilities. He's definitely capable of going through some of the best defenses.
Listen, the more Matt Forte you see with the football, the better the Bears have a chance at winning.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if the long passes aren't there, you know Matt Forte's right there to take that drop off.
And it's sick to see him.
Yeah.
Not sick like bad sick, but like...
Oh, he's filthy. Yeah, he's good. He's a good football player and very underrated football player.
Yeah, his credibility isn't where it needs to be as far as publicity-wise.
Yeah, you ever wonder why he's so underrated? I mean, this guy does it all.
He's on the Bears. Honestly, I think if you watch ESPN, Chicago in general has a bad name. Yeah. So when there's a chance to talk about Chicago teams, it's about the Blackhawks. And like, oh, they won the Stanley Cup. Anyways, back to whatever else we want to talk about. But if you get in depth with it, Matt Forte is a major part. He is the Chicago Bears.
I was just about to say that. Matt Forte is the Bears.
Like, without him, they wouldn't be nothing.
Without them, they're not a good football team. Let me just put it at that. I was going to say and whatever, but guess they're not as bad as the Raiders.
Yeah. At least we can compare them to them, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
yeah. Man.
So let's get into a little bit of an injury update here. Not much to update this week. Bears are coming off the bye, so that's great news. They're getting healthier. The only thing to note is that tight end Martellus Bennett was limited in practice today with rib soreness. I mean, not a big deal, is it? I'm sure Martellus Bennett's going to play.
Yeah. Just tape him up.
Yeah, I mean, Martellus Bennett, important piece of that offense, though.
Yeah.
Got to have him play. Also, one other injury of note, backup linebacker Daryl Sharpton. He did not practice today. It does not look like he's going to play on Sunday. Also, as we know, Matt Slauson is out for the season with torn pectorals.
Uh-huh.
And
as far as updates go, do you have another injury update?
I don't.
Well, as far as updates go, Lance Briggs said he put some heavy stuff on us.
Yeah, you heard about that?
Yeah, crazy.
Lance Briggs says that he understands and believes this is his last year with the Chicago Bears.
Keep in mind, this is his 12th year with the Chicago Bears.
It doesn't sound like he wants to say, does it?
I mean, not really.
That's kind of sad. I mean, yeah, I think he likes it here, but I really don't think he cares anymore because this defense is so bad. I just don't think he has any motivation anymore.
And I think that's why when it came to the scuffle that happened to the locker room, he didn't take charge.
No, he didn't.
After being the veteran that he was, he didn't take charge. He walked out. He didn't want to be a part of that. He didn't want to. He didn't want to stain his name.
Right.
And I think a part of that was, why am I going to defend a team that doesn't care about me?
Good point.
And that can go anyway, you know.
We're going to get more in-depth on this after a quick timeout. We're going to have a sports update. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit more about Lance Briggs' situation, and then we're going to get into our NFL Picks of the Week. Make sure to stay tuned. You're listening to The Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 2:30 p.m., I'm Sam Piopo here with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com Sports Update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. The Bears are coming off their bye week healthier than when they went in. Lance Briggs and John Bostic are healthy and should be good to go for Sunday night. Although, sorry about that, Martellus Bennett was limited in practice today because of rib soreness. Doesn't look like it'll keep him out of the game, though. The Bears are getting set to play the hated Green Bay Packers for the 190th time. The Bears lead the all-time series by 3. They hope to hold off Aaron Rodgers and that high-powered offense Sunday at 7:20. The Bulls beat the Milwaukee Bucks last night 95-86 as they continued their good start to the season. They are now 4-1. Taj Gibson led all scorers with 23 points. Pau Gasol added another 22. Derrick Rose returned from his 2 ankle sprains last night and put up 13 points in the win. The Bulls' next game is tomorrow against the 76ers in Philly. The Blackhawks are gearing up to play the Washington Capitals tomorrow night. Unfortunately, they will be without one of their highest scorers, Patrick Sharp, for the next month or so as he was injured Tuesday in the Hawks' 5-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. Meanwhile, the Hawks unveiled their Winter Classic jerseys, disappointment, for the outdoor game against the Washington Capitals on New Year's Day. As of now, the Hawks' record stands at 7-5-1. Briefly, the Cubs and Sox have some money to spend this offseason, and both are reportedly going to be very active in free agency. Stay tuned on that. This has been your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com sports update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. For more information, log on to beonair.com. I'm Sam Piopo, and now back to the Sam and Joe Show.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm your host, Sam Piopo. Glad to be here alongside my wonderful partner and co-host, Joe Cerna. Before the break, we were talking a little about what Lance Briggs had said to the media yesterday. He said that he believes it is his last year with the Bears. Now, Joe, you were saying something about the locker room incident and why he didn't get involved. You want to continue with that?
Yeah. It's more, he's a veteran of the game, a veteran to the team. He's been there for 12 years. And the fact that he didn't step into the scuffle that happened between Brandon Marshall and whomever, I feel he didn't step in because he didn't feel it was his place to. And another thing, that's why he's leaving the Bears. It's just he doesn't feel like the team's giving to him, so he's not going to give to the team. He's playing football because that's what he likes to do. And once he's done, I think he's going to be done. That's it.
And can you understand that? I mean, does he have a reasoning for his, I guess you could say, not caring?
I mean, I could understand because the Bears are being led into a direction that's close to a demise, and it's terrible to see.
It is, but how can you just pretty much quit on your teammates like that, saying you don't give a crap?
Well, because you put in 12 rough years, and then you're going to want it to be your last year because you don't want to go and carry yourself further to be the number one guy out there and getting hurt. Because you're getting old, your body isn't as effective as it was in the past. So
yeah.
You're bound to get hurt because you're playing more and being more involved because you have to fill in the spot that your fellow teammate is not.
Well, let's face it. I mean, Lance Briggs is not used to bad defense. And for the first, say, 10 years of his Bears career, top 5 defenses every single year. So to see Lance Briggs on this type of team, it's not welcoming for him. I know that's for sure. We're going to take a quick time out here on the Sam and Joe Show. Coming up, we're going to have our NFL picks of the week along with our lock of the week. Make sure to stay tuned. You're listening to the Sam and Joe Show, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
What's up? It's Jonathan Hood from Chicago's Game Night. Not many people can say that they love their career, but I certainly do. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard can help you find the career that you love. I also teach at ICB because I like helping the next generation of broadcasters discover their passion. How do you discover yours? Well, ICB is enrolling students for day and evening classes right now. Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. Get hands-on training on air and behind the scenes. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your career in 1 year. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So why waste another minute in a career that you don't love? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports and see what the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has to offer. Go to the website right now, beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
This is the one and only El Cedro from Those Sports Guys in the Shy, and you can listen to my show, The Cedro Sports Show, on Mondays from 4 to 6 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We'll be breaking down every NFL storyline from Sunday, all the fantasy studs and duds, with live Monday Night Football previews and all the instant reactions for what's going on with your Chicago Bears. Listen live and call in with your opinions, and who knows, maybe I'll have some of those sports guys in the Shy drop by. That's Cedro Sports Show every Monday from 4 to 6 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, who wants to have some fun? I do. And now for something completely different.
The new and improved Game Time with Tom and Scott. I'm Tom Shepardson. And I'm Scott Pina. We bring you our opinions on Chicago's sports teams. You heard us right, Bulls fans.
Rose crosses over the fadeaway. Got it, missed it back, and kissed myself. Oh my gosh, it's over. Windy City Assassin does it again.
Don't think we forgot about you, Bears fans.
Jay winds up, looking to the end zone, throws it behind Marshall. He pulls it in for the touchdown. Touchdown Bears!
Of course, we'll talk Blackhawks.
The Chicago Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup! They beat the Boston Bruins here tonight in Boston! The final score is Game 6! The Blackhawks 3 and the Bruins 2!
Cubs.
Fly ball into deep left. Holiday! Gone! Cubs win!
and White Sox.
That ball hit hard. Giller's head way back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Game Time 2.0. Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Tune in, listeners. It's game time.
Could I, at the very least, please just get a what?
What?
Thanks, Dad.
That's right. The show goes on every Monday from 2 to 4, only on Chicagoland Sports Radio. Here, two familiar voices as Clinton Cole, CC, and Steve Suff, formerly of our sister station, Sportstown Chicago, gear you up for the Bears in the NFL season, college football, MLB playoffs, Blackhawks hockey, and a whole lot more. Who knows what's going to ensue? One thing's for certain, you're going to want to clear your schedule on Mondays from 2 to 4 to listen to CC and Steve Suff on the show, only on Chicagoland Sports Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, Chicago campus, offers hands-on training in all areas of radio and TV broadcasting and online media. The broadcast program is accredited by the ACCSC and approved by the Illinois State Board of Education. The curriculum covers all aspects of radio, television, and online broadcasting through a hands-on program which is taught by industry professionals who are currently working in the industry, on the air, or behind the scenes. The school has fully equipped TV, radio, online media studios, and internet radio stations with updated top-of-the-line equipment which reflects that used today by modern broadcast stations. Students are provided with a networking opportunity with professional broadcasters in the business, valuable externships that could lead to jobs after graduation, and job placement assistance. The school also offers financial aid for those who qualify and flexible day and night class schedules. At our broadcasting center, you will develop the expertise you need to compete in today's major broadcasting markets. To schedule a tour with the Illinois Center for Broadcasting Chicago campus today, text Be On Air to 33239 or call 312-884-8000. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm Sam Piopo, your host, alongside Joe Cerna, co-host and producer. And before the break, we were talking a little bit about Lance Briggs and that whole escapade. Joe, I got a quick question here before we move on from that.
Yep.
Do you see this as Lance Briggs' last season as a Bear?
Yeah, you don't make comments like that and not have meaning behind it. Unless if something changes defensively or even the coaches. If something changes that is convincing to stay, he'll stay.
Here's another one, though. Do they want him to stay after the season?
I wouldn't. You need to clean
Really?
house. Clean house. Get rid of the whole defense. Get rid of the whole defensive coordinator situation and just start fresh.
How
man.
easy is it to get rid of Lance Briggs after all he's done as a player for this team?
It'll be fairly easy considering the fact that he's talking like that.
Yeah, I guess you can't argue with that. I mean, okay, but I mean he knows where this defense is going. He knows that it's going in the direction of probably cleaning house. So, why wouldn't he say that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he understands. He knows what's going to happen. I mean, no, he probably shouldn't say it to the media, but he's just speaking the truth, I guess, huh?
Yeah, letting his voice be heard.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
How's about we get ready for our NFL picks of the week, shall we?
I'm ready. All right.
All right. Bum, bum, bum. Let's do it.
All right.
Get us
Thursday
started.
night, tonight, in Cincinnati. Okay, I can't do that voice. Anyways, Cleveland at Cincinnati.
It's actually not a bad game considering Cleveland's a good team now.
Yeah.
I guess.
Cleveland. I think Cleveland will come out on top.
You're pretty funny. I'll take Cincinnati.
All right. Kansas City at Buffalo.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I mean, it's not as easy as a game as you can see as it looks like on paper. You got that Kyle Orton under center. He's gonna do some damage.
Amazing neck beard.
Yes,
Wish I had a
neck beard.
neck beard like that. Do you agree with the games that has been happening?
What do you?
I don't know how to word that.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
How do you feel about the games that have been going on? Like this whole 2014 season schedule. I feel like they've been pretty one-sided.
Yeah, I was about to say pretty bad games.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Dallas at Jacksonville. See what I mean?
You want to repeat yourself there?
Dallas at Jacksonville.
Take Jacksonville. No. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Dallas Cowboys.
Miami.
Tony Romo or not, Dallas wins.
All right, Miami at Detroit.
That's not a bad game. Miami's defense has been really solid lately. Calvin Johnson returns for the Lions. It's going to be a good game. What do you got?
You only know that because of your team.
That's right,
Anyways.
I do. Calvin Johnson is back, and so is my fantasy team.
I feel that Miami's defensive is more impactful. So that team is one-sided as far as offense, defense. And I think Detroit is more solid as a whole team. So all around, I think Detroit will win.
Who's at home?
Detroit.
Nah, that doesn't matter. Miami's going to win the football game. That defense has been solid the past few weeks. Ryan Tannehill's getting better. I say Dolphins win in a really close game.
Yeah, you know what? It's not a bad opinion.
Thank
I like
you.
that.
I appreciate it.
All right, San Francisco at New Orleans.
Even though San Francisco got robbed out of a win last week.
It happens.
It does. I mean, that's what happens when you get the NFL referees.
In the back of a McDonald's.
Wow. That's a little brutal. I wasn't going to say anything after my sentence, but you added on to it.
Well, it seemed a little dull.
I got the Saints. You know, they're playing really good football of late. Plus, I like the Saints. You know, I just feel like Drew Brees is back, and he's not going to lose that team again for the second time this season. I got the Saints. Who do you got?
Again? I don't really know who to go for in this situation.
It's a good game. That's a really good game.
Has been improving their game.
Yeah. Saints are at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Saints have been pretty solid with Drew Brees. I'm going to say close game. It's going to be an overtime game.
Really?
And Saints take it.
Saints take it in OT. I like that.
Okay. Tennessee at Baltimore. I think that'll be a good game.
It can be.
Can be, definitely.
But it probably won't be.
Whatever.
But I'm saying it will be because I'm saying Tennessee wins. That's my upset of the week.
Upset of the week is Tennessee.
Upset of the week. Zach Mettenberger.
I'm going to go with people that have brains and go Baltimore. All right. Pittsburgh at New York. Jets.
Oh, that's not a game. The Jets are a complete mess. You know, Michael Vick. What's his name?
That's still a person.
Geno Smith. They're not good.
No.
I mean, whoever you put at quarterback for the Jets, it's just not going to work. Yeah, just give me the...
and the Steelers have been driving through people.
Ben Roethlisberger is disgusting.
Yeah.
12 touchdown passes in the last 2 games for Ben Roethlisberger. That's history right there. You're probably never going to see that again.
No.
12 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. And now they expect him to throw... Watch, he's going to throw like 2 against the Jets now. And for like 150 yards.
All right.
Whatever.
So we're both Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
Tampa. No, I'm not taking Tampa Bay. Again.
Why not?
Why would I take Tampa Bay? Are you going to take Tampa Bay?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you don't even know yet, so why are you going to... We're going to argue for them.
All right, let's hear your reason.
I got... You know, okay, you want to hear my reason? I got Atlanta because the Buccaneers are not good. Neither is Atlanta, for that matter, but let's just say the Buccaneers are a worse football team than... It's the battle of the worst, really. They're not good, either team.
Yeah, Falcons have only lost 2 games and Buccaneers lost 1. And...
1?
I mean 1, yeah. But the Falcons' second win was against the Buccaneers.
Oh, so. Yeah. Nobody loses against the Buccaneers.
All right, so yeah. We're going to Atlanta.
All right.
Although I really want to go to...
But you're not going to, are you?
Denver at Oakland.
Come on.
You see what I mean?
Denver at Oakland? That's men against boys. I mean, at least you could say they're in Oakland. I mean, if that matters.
Yeah, Peyton Manning might get stabbed.
Oakland's going to lose their football team. I'm serious.
They should.
They're going I'm not even kidding.
They've been bad for a long time.
They're going to lose
that I think is keeping them. Sorry for interrupting you.
That's all right.
But the only thing I think that it's keeping them alive is their fan base.
Yeah, I guess, but really, they're not doing anything. I think they're going to be shipped off to L.A. Either them or the Rams.
Yeah.
One of them's going to L.A.
All right. Speaking of the Rams, St. Louis at Arizona.
That's a good game. The Rams.
It could be.
Yeah, the Rams are no underachievers anymore. I mean, yeah, they're not that great of a football team, but they give you effort throughout the entire game. They beat the San Francisco 49ers. I guess you could say they beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
I can't pick the Rams on that one. No, Arizona's playing too good a football.
Then they have been the past couple of games.
Oh yeah. I got the Cardinals. They're just playing too well.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right. New York Giants at Seattle.
I mean, the Giants, you never know when the Giants are going to play good. And Seattle's so-so right now. I mean, they're at Seattle, though. Right?
Yeah.
So I got Seattle.
Which is very crucial.
Yeah, they don't lose very often at home.
With most teams, it's like, yeah, okay. But with Seattle, their fan base is strong.
Yeah, I guess you could say strong. I mean, define strong.
Outspoken.
The way
intense.
the way I define Seattle Seahawks fans are, when you see it in a dictionary, it'll read Seahawks fans equals bandwagon, because that's what they all are. They didn't have a fan base 5 years ago.
No.
You come to me 5 years ago and tell me how good their fan base was, and name me a player from 5 years ago too.
We couldn't.
Yeah, here you go.
All right, now for Sunday night is the murder of the week, Chicago at Green Bay. Just kidding.
Do we have to say that? Do we have to say that, Joe?
Upset of the week, Chicago wins.
You're kidding.
Not kidding.
Wow.
Chicago's going to win.
We want your opinion on who's going to win Sunday night football game, Bears versus Packers. Our phone line is open. Give us a call, 312-564-7375. That number is 312-564-7375. Bears or Packers?
Now for Monday night.
Whoa.
Oh, you didn't get
I didn't give my pick yet. Plus, I want you to explain first about why you think the Bears are going to win.
This is going to be my upset and lock of the week.
You're a joke.
I am a joke.
You're trying to lose a spot on the show, aren't you?
There's worse.
How are they going to win, though? Explain what they're going to do to win that game.
Well, I've had confidence.
You're funny.
In this after bye week.
Okay.
A lot more time to rest and keep composure and work kinks. I think they're only going to work on the small things that they can improve now. That's not going to take any time. And they're going to do enough to hold up Aaron Rodgers and get in his way. But the offense is going to do more than... they're going to do what it takes to win.
Okay, so...
I'm not saying they're going to blow them out or anything.
You said Jay Cutler is going to throw an interception earlier on in the show.
Yes, I did.
So that interception's not going to be costly, huh?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm guessing that interception's going to be early on?
Yeah. First quarter.
Okay, let me tell you why you're wrong in every state you've just said. First of all, Jay Cutler's going to probably throw 3 picks, and most likely 2 of them will be in crucial situations. And second, how in the you-know-what can you pick the Packers or pick the Bears in this game? They have no shot. And please, prove me wrong, Bears. I will be happy to eat my words next Thursday sitting in this chair.
Okay.
I will be happy to.
I don't want that to be my lock of the week because there's better games that I want to be my lock.
Don't use that as your lock.
But I need an upside of the week, and that's going to be it, just because I want it to happen.
Okay.
But I do have sense. I do agree with you. I'm not going against you whatsoever.
I've got the Packers winning 31-17.
That's I would be surprised, but that would not surprise me at all.
All right. What's your final score?
My final score? Oh, this is a hard one. I'm baffled.
You're baffled? You don't even know what the final score is going to be?
Probably. It's going to be high numbers.
Well, give me a particular.
All right. 32-28.
Bears.
Packers.
Wait a minute. You
Hold
just
on.
picked the...
I'm going to elaborate. That's what my common sense tells me to say. But for my upset of the week, I'm going to say Bears win 24-21.
All right. That's ridiculous.
Whatever.
All right, give us the Monday night game.
Monday night game, Carolina at Philadelphia.
That's a good game, huh? Not really.
Nope.
I'll take Philly. Well, wait. Not necessarily. Nick Foles is out.
Yeah.
Nick Foles is out. Mark Sanchez, Mr. Butt Fumble, is gonna be starting.
I forgot about that.
For the Philadelphia Eagles. I got the Carolina Panthers.
I do too. That shouldn't even be a thing.
How can you vote for Mark Sanchez? We're going to take a quick time out here on the Sam and Joe Show. After the break, we'll have a sports update, and then we are going to give you our lock of the week, and then we're going to talk some other sports, if you can believe that. Make sure to stay tuned. We're listening to the Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
You love sports, you have passion, but you need skills to work in sports broadcasting. It's Herb Lawrence of 670 The Score. Get those skills at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, just like I did. Check out their campus in Lombard with amazing equipment and staff. Get a jump on the competition with hands-on training in radio and TV. With internships, flexible classes, affordable tuition, and job placement, you could start a new career at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. Enrolling now for up sports and see what the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has to offer. Go to the website right now. beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 3 o'clock p.m., I'm Sam Piobo here with the ChicagolandSportsRadio.com sports update brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. The Bears are coming off their bye week healthier than when they went in. Lance Briggs and John Bostic are healthy and should be good to go for Sunday night. Martellus Bennett, however, was out of practice today, well, limited actually in practice, for sore ribs. He should be still good to go for Sunday. The Bears are getting set to play the hated Green Bay Packers for the 190th time. The Bears lead the all-time series by 3 games. They hope to hold off Aaron Rodgers in that high-powered offense Sunday at 7:20. The Bulls beat up on the Milwaukee Bucks last night 95-86 as they continue their good start to the season. They are now 4-1. Tosh Gibson led all scorers with 23 points. Pau Gasol added another 22. Derrick Rose returned from his 2 ankle sprains last night and put up 13 points in his win. The Bulls' next game is tomorrow night against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Blackhawks are gearing up to play the Washington Capitals tomorrow night. Unfortunately, they will be without one of their highest scoring players, Patrick Sharp, for the next month or so, as he was injured Tuesday in the Hawks' 5-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. Meanwhile, the Hawks unveiled their Winter Classic jerseys for the outdoor game against the Washington Capitals on New Year's Day. Kind of disappointing for me. As of now, the Hawks' record stands at 7-5-1. Also, the Cubs and Sox have some money to spend this offseason, and both are reportedly going to be very active in free agency. We'll see how that plays out. This has been your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com sports update brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. For more information, log on to beonair.com. I'm Sam Piobo, and now back to the Sam and Joe Show.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Everybody's got a price.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm Sam Piobo, your host, alongside my co-host and producer, Joe Cerna. And, yeah, we've been talking a lot of football lately, but guess what? We're done with that stuff now. After we give you our lock of the week, so Joe, go ahead and hand us over that lock of the week. You were going to say the Bears and Packers.
Yeah, but I didn't want to waste a decision.
Understandably so. So, who do you got on your lock of the week?
My lock of the week, man. There's so many terrible games. It'd be common sense to pick like Denver at Oakland. Such such games like that. But I'm going to go with Baltimore's win over Tennessee.
Okay.
That's going to be my lock of the week.
Fair enough. My lock of the week may be a surprising one for you, but I say the New Orleans Saints are my lock of the week over the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah.
I mean, I don't question why, but...
I feel like the Saints are going up right now, and the 49ers are not. So let's move on here from the NFL. We're going to talk some Bulls basketball here. They defeated the Milwaukee Bucks last night, 95-86. Taj Gibson scored 23 points, had 10 rebounds, and a couple of assists to go along with that. Paul Gasol had 22 points, 14 rebounds, and D. Rose, 13 points, 7 assists. Joe, what did you take out of the game last night?
Well, both of them said great things that I love to hear. Derrick Rose said, I felt good.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. He said he felt good. And I think people are getting too scared with these whole rolling of the ankles. But, I mean, it happens. It's basketball.
Okay, yeah. They happen. But here's the deal. You don't miss 2 games for some ankle pain, okay? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Why was he holding out because of these ankle injuries?
I can tell you why. There's so many games in basketball, and most of them are back-to-back. So if he can choose, he's basically being smart about it.
No, he's not.
He is. If you play...
He's being a baby.
No.
Oh, my
God. If you hurt your ankle, you're like, I'm playing these same guys tomorrow. I'll get them tomorrow on the court. My team's taking care of it. And then the next game, you're still not feeling up to it, but I'm going to play the next game.
You honestly believe that?
I think he's taking advantage of the Bulls.
Thank you. That is what I'm trying to get here. Derrick Rose, he knows he doesn't have to play.
Yeah.
His ankles are hurt. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody gets hurt. Taj Gibson and Joakim Noah, Jimmy Butler, they're all playing with injuries. Yeah, they're not healthy. You don't see them complaining and taking games off because they have a hurt ankle. Come on. Get in the game, man.
Yeah.
You're making all kinds of money.
And I won't call him a baby. He's a manipulator. He found an excuse to sit on the bench, and he's going to do it. He got comfortable sitting on the bench and still making money.
That's ridiculous.
That's how I see it. And yeah, you can see that he's doing better, but he's not going to risk himself getting hurt at all. Even if it's a little thing, he'll milk it.
I can't stand that. I cannot stand that at all. This guy's making money from Adidas. He's making money from the NBA. He's making money from the Bulls. To play. He's making money to play. He's not playing. If you take every other game off, then what are you doing for your team?
Exactly.
And what are you saying for your team? You see all these guys battling through injuries, and you get a couple of rolled ankles, and you're going to sit on the bench?
Yeah, it
Dude.
shows that you can't run with the big dogs. But on the lighter side, Pau Gasol.
Pau.
He said he's getting used to the Thibs way.
The Thibs way is a tough way.
That's a great thing.
Oh, I know it's a great thing. It's just a tough way to play.
And this is only the beginning of the season. He's already... I think that's one of the reasons why Derrick Rose can be so comfortable on the bench. Just to see the team perform fine without him, and even better with him. And I'm more than excited to see the rest of this season.
Yeah, I'd be excited if the guy played every game. I think Pau Gasol, he's been great. And to see Derrick Rose, take every game off, it makes you wonder what this team can actually be and how good they're gonna be if this guy decides to get up off his
bum.
Yeah, there you go, and play a few games in a row here. The only way Bulls fans really are gonna start feeling comfortable with Derrick Rose being back, give me 10 straight games he plays in there, and Bulls fans will be okay.
I think Bulls are fine because him being out hasn't affected them.
Oh, I agree. I'm saying Bulls fans. The day they stop worrying about Derrick Rose being injured is probably 10 games in a row he plays.
Yeah.
Without being, carried off the court, for crying out loud. I'm sorry. I don't mean I'm the last guy to yell at a guy for being injured, but there comes a point where you start to believe this guy is milking the system.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And it's hard not to think that way.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. Like, yeah, you're hurt, but are you really that hurt? Are you really that hurt? And I understand missing the game against Milwaukee because that was a back-to-back game.
But he played in Milwaukee.
Isn't that where he rolled his ankle?
No. He rolled his ankle a few games back.
Milwaukee was their last game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't get hurt in the game. He was already hurt before that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't even know what injury.
Yeah.
He's always injured.
He rolled his ankle twice. I know that.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Was it against Minnesota? He rolled.
I believe so.
Or he was just out for that.
I don't know. The point is this guy gets injured so much that you don't even remember which injury he has yet.
He's had 2 rolled ankles, and I think he was out. He was only out for 1 game, and that was the Orlando game. Because I think he rolled his ankle at the Cleveland game, and then sat down at the Minnesota game, or no, played and rolled his ankle again, and then was out for the Orlando one.
Yeah,
and then
tough.
played Milwaukee. And I don't know.
Either way, that things are looking up for the Bulls right now. They're 4-1. A particular player who's playing really well right now, Taj Gibson. What are your thoughts on Taj so far?
He's exactly everything I expected him to be.
Not even a starter either. That's great.
Yeah, and the fact that he can still produce, and that's one of the things I was excited for. Not only their starting lineup is good, they have a great bench mob.
Yeah, they do. And if I was Taj Gibson, I'm not sure I'd be as good as as good as he is right now. Because if you think about it, before Pau Gasol came in, Taj Gibson was thought of to be the starter for the first time in his career. He was going to be the starter for the Bulls. Didn't happen. And you know what? This guy doesn't care. He keeps going in there. He keeps making baskets, getting those big rebounds, and doing great work for the Bulls. And he's led them in scoring for a couple games this season already.
For the love of the game, man.
Absolutely.
For the love of the game.
And it's great to see.
Yeah, it is great to see, and then especially on the Bulls, seeing some heart out there and just not playing for the Bills. Cough, cough, Derrick Rose, but he's playing because he likes to do it.
Yeah, I agree. Another player, Jimmy Butler. It's exciting to see him play. And it makes you wonder if the Bulls are going to be able to keep Jimmy Butler and pay him the amount of money that he deserves. Do you think they're going to be able to keep him?
You know what? I don't think anything's etched in stone. I think anything can happen as the season carries on. Either he's going to get convinced to stay and get offered a little more money. I don't think they're going to go and offer millions and millions more, but they're definitely going to – they need to push forward to keep him on the team because he's very crucial to the team.
Yeah, and I honestly, in my opinion, I don't feel like they're going to be able to keep him. No, there's so many guys out there, or so many teams rather, that would die for a player like Jimmy Butler, and they're going to pay him the amount of money that he deserves. And I feel like the Bulls, they're not gonna go that high with the offer. I feel like they're going to lose out on a bid for him.
Yeah.
And once again, it's going to be about the Bills, which is unfortunate. But if we're lucky, then Jimmy Butler will he'll really see how good the Bulls can be, and he'll want to stay.
And I don't know. I don't know what's going on through his head. I don't know what he's going through that is leading him to not want to be there. I mean, sure, money is a factor, but this is what you wanted to do. I mean, I guess you can follow the money because you know you're a good enough player to succeed.
Carmelo followed the money.
Yeah.
Actually, he stayed with the money.
And that's a perfect example. You got to think, do you want the dollars or you want a championship?
There you go. Carmelo picked the dollars.
Yeah.
Because the Knicks sure aren't going to win anything.
And if Jimmy Butler leaves, he'll be choosing the dollars because this is a championship team.
I really believe that too.
And if not a championship team, a championship contender. They're no breeze this year.
I agree.
They're going to be heavy hitting, and with or without Derrick Rose, they're doing big things this year.
So as of now, the Bulls are 4-1. Like I said, their only loss coming to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Not to mention the 1-4 Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James.
Yeah.
What is going on with the Cavs and LeBron?
LeBron, that's what's going on. LeBron, we all know he's quote unquote the greatest player in the game right now.
Absolutely.
And it's for a reason. When he was in Cleveland before, he carried that team, and the shots that he made, the way he would score, his turnovers that he had, everything, he was an all around great player to watch. And him going to Miami definitely put him in the spotlight even more. But then they put all the tools around him. They took the weight off of his shoulders and made a team. And it was a 2 straight year winning championship team. So he got used to having a team. And then he comes over here, although the Cavaliers aren't that bad, they're not Miami Heat.
Very true. You know how I see it right now? I feel like LeBron hasn't had to carry a team in so long that it's just kind of tough for him right now to get things going. Obviously, the Cavs aren't as bad as they were when he was with them the first time around. Yeah. I mean, they weren't bad, obviously, because they had LeBron. But right now, they have really not much going for them right now. And their only win, of course, it was against the Bulls, really stands alone for the season right now.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things I was excited to see this year. Everybody's pumped up. LeBron. He was going to be garbage. Like I told you a couple of weeks ago, even in Miami Heat, the Bulls slowed down LeBron James a lot. They didn't do it that much, but they definitely led him to pass more. And they weren't getting turnovers, and that's one big thing with LeBron James. He's very quick to pass and easy to turn over on. And that's one thing that they need to focus in on as far as LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're a very good passing team, and they need to be turned over more on, because in that game, LeBron James had it was 8 to 12 assists.
Yeah, he had a good one. Either way, it should be a pretty fun season to watch. I'm sure the Cavs will turn it around. We'll have to see to find out, though. We're going to take a quick time out here on the Sam and Joe Show. Coming up next, we're going to get into some Blackhawks coverage. Make sure to stay tuned for that. You're listening to the Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Straight talk. Let's have some straight talk. Hey, what's up? It's Jason Cage. So I know semesters have started back in school. If you're sitting on your hands right now, you're like, man, I missed the deadline to get signed up somewhere. It's called the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. If you want to do what we do, you want to get backstage to concerts, you want to sit behind a microphone, do your own show, maybe work behind the scenes, meet cool people, get free tickets to pretty much everything you can think of. Get all the fun perks that come along with being in the radio, TV, and sports broadcasting industry. The fast track is the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. It's a 1-year course, all hands-on training. Get the leg up on the competition. They're going to get you set up and get you the skills that you'll need to jump right out of the door, right behind a microphone, doing your own show. It's called ICB, the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard. Get the tour set up. They're enrolling right now. Don't wait. BeOnAir.com/CAGE. Hire me one day.
Football season is here, and Second City Sports is the place for the latest news and previews of what's ahead this Bears season.
Butler looking around. Touchdown to the back of the end zone to Brandon Marshall.
We'll talk this week's matchups featuring the Bears and the rest of the NFL. We'll also talk college football, Cubs, White Sox, and much more. So come join the fun with me, Lakina McGee, for Second City Sports, Thursdays noon to 2, only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Only on Chicagoland Sports Radio can you find Mike Pendleton, Chris Wallenga, Josh Lopez, and Steve Suff on Full Scale Sports Radio. Catch all the fun and the spirited debate of all things NFL, MLB playoffs, college football, and soon to be a little hockey, all from 7 to 10 on Wednesday nights. We welcome your thoughts and your opinions as long as you stick to your guns. On your Wednesday nights, though, stick with us, Full Scale Sports Radio, from 7 to 10 p.m., only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
If it's Tuesday night, then everything's right because the Tuesday Takeout is on the air. That's right, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. You're getting the Tuesday Takeout, the best destination for Bears and NFL information. We break down the Bears like no other, and we're going to help you win your fantasy football league every single week by telling you who to sit, who to start, and who's going to surprise. So tune in to the Tuesday Takeout, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Hello?
Hey, Joe. It's Lakina talking to Little Hawks. I think it's too early for anybody to panic. I think the Hawks will be just fine. They face a lot of good teams coming up, so the Blackhawks will be just fine. No concerns here.
Well, that's nice to hear. Do you watch the Hawks pretty often?
As often as I can.
So how do you feel about the injury that just happened with Patrick Sharp?
That's going to be tough because, he was just starting to kind of hit his stride. I think he only scored one goal so far, so, yeah, that's going to be tough. But the good news for the Hawks is that they got a lot of guys in Rockford. There's a lot of young talent there, so they can come back up, and everyone should be fine.
Yeah, the Hawks just called up Peter Regan to replace Patrick Sharp. Do you think that's the right option?
Yeah, I think so. It's good things about him down in Rockford. So I think, I think the good news is, like I said before, is that there's a lot of talent there in Rockford. So yeah, I think Regan's I think he was a high draft pick for the Hawks. So yeah, I think there's a lot of about him. There are a lot of high hopes for him. So I think there's no need to panic yet, but you never know.
Yeah, right. Did you see the unveiling of the Winter Classic jersey yesterday?
I did. Don't they look kind of plain to you guys?
They do. I didn't like them. I mean, I like them, but I was kind of disappointed at the creativity in them. What did you think?
They just look like one of the old school Blackhawks used to wear. I can understand why they did that, but it look kind of plain to me.
Yeah, a little boring, right?
Yeah, sort of bland.
I agree. Well, we thank you for the call, and keep on listening.
I will. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I am your host, Sam Piopo, alongside my co-host, Joe Cerna. And we're going to talk some Blackhawks now, shall we?
We shall.
All right, let's do it. The Blackhawks are 7-5-1 with 15 points right now. They're fourth in their division. Before we get into any individual coverage, what is your take on the Hawks so far?
They're playing fine. I mean, of course, with any team, there's little things that they need to improve. A lot of passing, which is great to see, but not enough shooting still.
There you go.
And
hit it right on the head.
And, I mean, we're used to this taking shots out of nowhere, shot after shot after shot, into, hey, pass. Oh, yeah, I should shoot. Oh,
yeah,
miss.
Maybe. Oh, you missed the net.
And then with this thing with Patrick Sharp, but he was the only one actually saying, what are you guys doing? I'm shooting. Pow.
That's the smartest thing you've ever said on this show. I'm serious. Patrick Sharp is the only person on the Blackhawks that wants to shoot the puck continuously.
Oh, wow. That was some funny stuff right there.
I'm sorry, but it's true. If the Blackhawks players played more like Patrick Sharp and shot the puck more like Patrick Sharp, then this team would score a lot more goals than they do now.
Yeah, they won the game 5-0. They won a couple like that and scoring fives. If they were shooting constantly, it would be like 10, and that's pretty high.
Yeah, they had trouble scoring of late. This dates all the way back to last week even. So Joe, now that the Hawks scored 5 on Montreal's great, one of the best goalies in the league, Carey Price, do you think the slump of scoring is over with?
I mean, that problem is always going to be an issue with any team. And
meaning what?
Shooting is always a problem. I mean, you got such good goalies, and none of these goalies are are pushovers or anything. It's about getting the right shot at the right time, and Blackhawks are perfect at executing that, and I feel like it'll develop in the next couple of games.
I'll tell you what needs to happen.
Let's hear it.
They need to get some net front presence, say on the power play, when they're keeping the Hawks on the perimeter. Yeah, it's not a ideal shot to take from the point, but when you take the shot and you have somebody in front of the goalie's face, it could deflect off a couple things, and that's how you get your goals. And Tuesday night when the Hawks played the Canadiens, all the goals except for one were because of net front presence, the greasy type goals that you probably don't deserve. But the fact is, if you shoot the puck at the net and you don't dilly-dally or pass it 30 times before shooting it, the puck's going to find its way into the net. And that's what the Hawks need to do to continue their success.
I completely agree.
Thank you, Joe, for agreeing.
Yeah. It's hard not to agree because there's only so much you can improve with such a great team like the Hawks.
Yeah.
And that's one crucial thing that they do need to improve on.
So we mentioned that Patrick Sharp is injured. He'll be out for about a month. Blackhawks recalled Peter Regan from Rockford of the AHL. Peter Regan has been up with the team before. He's played last season. He was a decent piece to that puzzle. How much of a drop-off is it from a player like Patrick Sharp to a player like Peter Regan?
It's going to be effective. Well, and not for the good part.
In negative way?
Yeah, because, like we said earlier, Sharp is the only one shooting, and less of that's what he's bringing to the table, replacing Sharp, then he'll do fine.
I agree. Got a question for you, the listener. Who should replace Patrick Sharp, if not Peter Regan? That's the question for you. Our phone line is open to you, 312-564-7375. If you'd like to give us a call and answer that question for us, 312-564-7375. Who should replace Patrick Sharp as that big scoring guy? Joe?
Well, I was about to ask you, give him some options.
Well, I mean, you got Teuvo Teravainen. I mean, he's not the same position as Patrick Sharp, but he can come up here and do some dirty work, if you will.
Yeah.
How about Philip Deneau? I mean, this guy's been in Rockford for a couple years now. He knows what he's doing. Mark McNeil, another guy down in Rockford that he's been there a while. He knows what he's doing as well. There's options for the Hawks.
And this is how I see it. It's not really who's going to fill that position. It's somebody needs to take on his role to the team, what he was doing and how he was affecting the team positively. And other players on the team need to execute the way Patrick Sharp was. So not so much the position, I think just the role-playing period needs to be present in everybody.
Patrick Sharp, I'll tell you, Patrick Sharp wears an A on his jersey for a reason. Yeah. He is a leader on that team, and obviously you're not going to be able to replace Patrick Sharp, but you got to find a guy who's going to go in there and work hard, do some dirty work along the boards, will be willing to get hit because you're going to get hit if you're a player like Patrick Sharp and how hard Patrick Sharp works. I mean, that's why he got injured. He got his leg locked against the boards, knee on leg. I mean, that's not going to feel too good. So you got to be willing to take that hit to make a play. And Patrick Sharp is one of those players who plays defense to lead to his offense. So we got to have somebody who will come in and play that type of defensive style hockey to lead to that offense. And hopefully Peter Regan will be that guy, but you can only expect so much from a guy whose name is not Patrick Sharp.
Yeah, and I think he'll just fill in the position just to be there because he needs to be there, and he'll just be another player passing.
I agree. So the Blackhawks unveiled their Winter Classic jersey just yesterday. It is a classic, I guess, if you will, white style jersey with a few you know how it has the stripes at the bottom, 2 black, 1 red stripe, and they have the original Indian head logo, but the tomahawks on the shoulders, they're lowered to about the muscle area, arm muscle area. Now, what do you think of those jerseys?
I think it's more about the game than it is the jerseys, man. I mean, they're very plain, but I don't know. It's all right. It's too much like the away jersey.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, this was a chance, to raise revenue in jersey sales. You get a chance at creativity to put something different in there that's not usually in there. I feel like they missed out on an opportunity on that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the jerseys are cool, but I don't know. I'd like to see a little more creativity. It's a little plain for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I like them because I'm a firm believer of simple is better. I mean, although they did go really plain with it, I like how the tomahawks are in the middle of the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's something different. I mean, not a lot different, but it's different.
They could have done so much more, and the fact that they didn't, like you said, it's a lost opportunity.
Have you seen the Capitals jerseys?
No.
They're pretty cool. I mean, they got the home jerseys. They unveiled them a while back for the Winter Classic game. They're pretty cool. They're pretty unique, if you will. You got that big W in the middle, the couple of stars up above it.
It's more flashy.
Yeah.
Like it's something you look forward to.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, like you said, it's more about the game than it is the jerseys. Yeah. But I guess you just like to see something different for once, considering the Hawks only have 2 jerseys.
That's why I love seeing the camouflage, the digital camo.
Oh,
I love those
when they
jerseys.
practice. Yeah. Those are pretty cool. I mean, they practice with a lot of different jerseys, but when it comes to game time, they only have 2 uniforms, which I'm okay with, I guess. We're going to take a quick time out here on the Sam and Joe Show. Coming up next, we're going to talk some baseball. Yes, you heard it right. Baseball is coming up next here on the Sam and Joe Show. Make sure to stay tuned to the Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 3:30, I am Sam Piobo here with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com Sports Update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. The Bears are coming off their bye week healthier than when they went in. Lance Briggs and John Bostic are healthy and should be good to go for Sunday night. Martellus Bennett, however, was limited in practice today with sore ribs. He still looks like he's good to go for Sunday. The Bears are getting set to play the hated Green Bay Packers for the 190th time. The Bears lead the all-time series by 3 games. They hope to hold off Aaron Rodgers and that high-powered offense Sunday at 7:20. The Bulls beat the Milwaukee Bucks last night 95-86 as they continue their good start to the season. They are now 4-1. Taj Gibson led all scorers with 23 points. Pau Gasol added another 22. Derrick Rose returned from his 2 ankle sprains last night and put up 13 points in the win. The Bulls' next game is tomorrow against the 76ers in Philadelphia. The Blackhawks are gearing up to play the Washington Capitals tomorrow night. Unfortunately, they will be without Patrick Sharp for the next month or so as he was injured Tuesday in the Hawks' 5-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. Meanwhile, the Hawks unveiled their Winter Classic jerseys for the outdoor game against the Washington Capitals on New Year's Day. As of now, the Hawks' record stands at 7-5-1. Briefly, the Cubs and Sox have some money to spend this offseason, and both are reportedly going to be very active in the free agent world. Make sure to stay tuned. This has been your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com sports update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. For more information, log on to beonair.com. I'm Sam Piobo, and now back to the Sam and Joe Show.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Welcome back to the Sam and Joe Show, ladies and gentlemen, here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm your host, Sam Piopo, alongside my co-host and producer, Joe Cerna. It's been a good show so far, huh, Joe?
I think so.
Well, we're going to keep it going as we're going to talk a little bit more about the Blackhawks while we have a little time here. The Hawks play the Washington Capitals tomorrow night. What are you expecting from that game? A healthy Corey Crawford now, as you can see.
Yeah, which is always great to see. He's been improving on his glove side. He's making a lot of intense saves.
You know, that glove side you mentioned was his weak point, and he has gotten better at it.
Weak is an understatement. He was terrible on his glove side last season.
Yeah.
And he's improved a lot. He's came a long way in his awareness. Being aware of where the puck is very crucial, and he's definitely on that.
I agree. What do you expect to see from the game tomorrow?
Another W.
Another W. Just keep stacking them up.
Yep.
I expect to see, the defense has been really good. Along with the goaltending, wow, they've been really good lately. I expect to see more of the same out of that defense. Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook, Nicholas Johnson, who took a nasty shot to the eye the other day. He was bleeding all over the ice. Did you see the picture of him?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. His eye looks terrible. But guess what? He's still going to play because he is a warrior.
Yeah.
I love that guy. That guy's awesome.
Right, reminds me of Andrew Shaw's injury.
In the Stanley Cup final,
Yeah.
Game 6, bleeding and holding the Stanley Cup at the same time.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a picture worth 1,000 words right there. But yeah, I expect to see great defense, great goaltending, and hopefully more scoring. Because once they got that scoring, that 5 goals against the Canadians, I expect to see a whole lot more.
Yeah, then, because you watch them, you obviously know that they're capable of more than how they're playing, and just to see them score 5 is like, okay, you're just messing around now. You need to do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the Montreal Canadiens are not a pushover. They're one of the best teams in the league, statistics-wise. So it was definitely good to see the Blackhawks get back on track. Hopefully they continue that against a weak goaltending team in the Capitals. They have Braden Holtby as their goaltender. He's not very good right now. So we'll see.
And I feel like it's not really more hope, but it's more like it'll happen.
Yeah.
It's very, very possible for it to happen.
All right. We're going to take another quick time out here on the Sam and Joe Show. Coming up next, we're going to talk some Cubs and Sox. Make sure to stay tuned. You're listening to the Sam and Joe Show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
What's up? It's Jonathan Hood from Chicago's Game Night. Not many people can say that they love their career, but I certainly do. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard can help you find the career that you love. I also teach at ICB because I like helping the next generation of broadcasters discover their passion. How do you discover yours? Well, ICB is enrolling students for day and evening classes right now. Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play and shoot and edit video. Get hands-on training on air and behind the scenes. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your career in 1 year. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So why waste another minute in a career that you don't love? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports and see what the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has to offer. Go to the website right now, beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
This is the one and only El Cedro from Those Sports Guys in the Shy, and you can listen to my show, The Cedro Sports Show, on Mondays from 4 to 6 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We'll be breaking down every NFL storyline from Sunday, all the fantasy studs and duds, with live Monday Night Football previews and all the instant reactions for what's going on with your Chicago Bears. Listen live and call in with your opinions, and who knows, maybe I'll have some of those sports guys in the Shy drop by. That's Cedro Sports Show every Monday from 4 to 6 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
They're on grass outside.
Grass outside now. There's grass outside now. That's right. That's right.
I'm going San Francisco now.
Oh, you want to switch your pick?
You don't switch your rule. Doesn't sit well with me. And I don't want to sit here. I don't want to sit here tomorrow and be pissed at myself. Like, you should have switched.
Davis pulled the D.
I sure did. No, I did not pull a D. I pulled a biddy.
This is D of D and Davis Show. Check us out every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, who wants to have some fun?
I do. And now for something completely different.
The new and improved Game Time with Tom and Scott. I'm Tom Shepardson.
And I'm Scott Keena.
We bring you our opinions on Chicago's sports teams. You heard us right, Bulls fans.
Rose crosses over the fadeaway. Got it, missed it back, and kissed myself. Oh my gosh, it's time. Windy City Assassin does it again.
Don't think we forgot about you, Bears fans.
Jay winds up, looking to the end zone, throws it behind Marshall. He pulls it in for the touchdown. Touchdown Bears!
Of course, we'll talk Blackhawks.
The Chicago Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup. They beat the Boston Bruins here tonight in Boston. The final score is Game 6. The Blackhawks 3 and the Bruins 2.
Cubs.
Fly ball out of the deep left. Holiday. Gone! Cubs win. Cubs win. 2-run homer by Rizzo.
And White Sox.
That ball hit hard. Giller's head way back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Game Time 2.0. Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Tune in, listeners. It's game time.
Could I at the very least please just get a what?
What?
Thanks, Dad.
You ready?
Nace en el año 2011.
Let's go.
Acción deportiva. En el año 2012.
We have the Natal Cups. Exacto. I'm one of the few that like the both of them, but Manchester United.
¡Wow! El año 2013 se hace mejor. Fiera deportiva.
Like McGee, Chicago Fire. Let's give a shout out to La Fiera. Un saludo de Pavel Pardo. Mandarles un saludo a toda la audiencia.
La Fiera deportiva.
That's right. The show goes on every Monday from 2 to 4, only on Chicagoland Sports Radio. Here, two familiar voices as Clinton Cole, CC, and Steve Suff, formerly of our sister station, Sportstown Chicago, gear you up for the Bears in the NFL season, college football, MLB playoffs, Blackhawks hockey, and a whole lot more. Who knows what's going to ensue? One thing's for certain, you're going to want to clear your schedule on Mondays from 2 to 4 to listen to CC and Steve Suff on the show, only on Chicagoland Sports Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, Chicago campus, offers hands-on training in all areas of radio and TV broadcasting and online media. The broadcast program is accredited by the ACCSC and approved by the Illinois State Board of Education. The curriculum covers all aspects of radio, television, and online broadcasting through a hands-on program which is taught by industry professionals who are currently working in the industry, on the air, or behind the scenes. The school has fully equipped TV, radio, online media studios, and internet radio stations with updated top-of-the-line equipment which reflects that used today by modern broadcast stations. Students are provided with a networking opportunity with professional broadcasters in the business, valuable externships that could lead to jobs after graduation, and job placement assistance. The school also offers financial aid for those who qualify and flexible day and night class schedules. At our broadcasting center, you will develop the expertise you need to compete in today's major broadcasting markets. To schedule a tour with the Illinois Center for Broadcasting Chicago campus today, text "Be On Air" to 33239 or call 312-884-8000. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sam and Joe Show here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm your host, Sam Piopo, and you can thank our co-host and producer for that terrible song, Joe Cerna. Yeah, I don't like that stuff. Especially that song. That song's garbage.
It's not that you don't like the song, you don't like the person that comes out to the song.
Yeah, wrestlers.
Woohoo. Woohoo.
All right, we're going to talk some good old Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox. Yes, it is November, but yes, the Cubs are doing some big things right now. As you know, during last week's show, we weren't completely sure if the Cubs were going to get Joe Madden. They did. They introduced him on Monday What did you think of that, Joe? What did you think of Joe Madden?
Well, from everything that he's done on Tampa Bay Rays, he's definitely brought personality to the team. And seeing that kind of color brought to the Cubs, is going to be something exciting to see. And he'll definitely shine a new light on the Cubs, and it'll be great to see.
Wow. Did I just hear you compliment something about the Cubs?
I'm not biased.
Okay. Well, here's how I see it. Joe Madden is a great leader of a team. He's helped develop the Tampa Bay Rays. He pretty much brought the Rays up from nothing. Not him alone, obviously, but you take a look at some players he's had. He's had Evan Longoria, so many others to name.
Yeah, he's worked with some definitely good players.
Yeah,
and
David Price.
Yeah, and then to go to the Cubs is really a slap in the face. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Oh, I'm not biased.
No, I had to throw that in there.
Well, now that the Cubs have Joe Madden, this pretty much proves that the Cubs are for real, doesn't it? They want to be for real anyway.
Yeah, they want to be taken seriously and looked at as a contender.
Yeah, so the Cubs have Joe Madden, so what's next? Free agency is upon us in the MLB. The Cubs have been noted to be going after a few people, one including a catcher by the name of Russell Martin of the Pittsburgh Pirates. What do you think about that, Russell Martin? I mean, he's not old, but he's an aged player. He's a proven catcher, good leader. What would he bring to the Cubs if the Cubs were to make that sign?
Knowledge and experience. Something to talk about with the other players, give them a sense of direction,
right.
Sense of leadership, something that they need. They need more leaders and to come together as one big team because the team wins the championship. It's not a player.
And how important is it to have that leader in the clubhouse? Like, say, if the Cubs were to get Russell Martin, how important is it to have that leader in the clubhouse?
I don't think it's that important. It's more than he'll just be another one that'll be able to bring the team together. So yeah, he would be kind of crucial if he were to join, and if that were anybody in his position, and with his knowledge and experience to join the Cubs, is just bring more knowledge, bring more characteristic, and more unity.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm hoping that they do get Russell Martin because, like I said, this guy brings leadership. And I think, for me, I think it's really important to have that experienced clubhouse leader. And for it to be a catcher, he's the captain of the field. So I think that makes it even more important. Moving on, another position the Cubs are in need of is the starting pitcher position. And there's a few names out there that the Cubs could be going after. One being John Lester from the Oakland A's. Do you see any way that the Cubs wind up with John Lester?
I mean, there's always that possibility. And I think if it fits, the Cubs will take it. That's what they're on a road right now where if it's in their path, they want it because they're trying to go all the way.
Do you think that would be a good pickup?
It wouldn't be bad. I don't think it'd affect them negatively. It'd just be another piece to the puzzle.
Another arm, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
you can never have enough arms on that team.
Exactly. Pitching is very crucial.
Yeah, I agree. And another name that the Cubs are going to be making a pitch for, reportedly, is Tigers ace Max Scherzer. Now that is a pitcher right there. What would the Cubs? What kind of money would the Cubs need to spend to get this guy? Because this guy, he's going to be asking for a lot of money.
I think he'll be looking for a long-term big money contract.
Yeah.
And I mean that's what a lot of these players now that are leaving teams that they're already with, they're looking for something bigger and better.
Right.
And if he's willing to invest in a chance to winning a championship, I think he will do it. And the Cubs will make it convincing if they really want him and if they really need him.
What do you mean by really need him?
Well, because, I mean, would you rather have this guy or the next guy that you really need
I don't understand.
in their plan? Because they have to have a plan.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, well, yeah, they have a plan.
With the direction going. So if their plan includes another pitcher, they're going to get him.
It does include another pitcher.
Then
It
there we
includes
go.
1 to 2 starting pitchers. I can tell you that
Well,
for sure.
Then yeah.
Well, here
I don't see going throwing millions and millions and millions of dollars, but I mean definitely give him an offer that's gonna question if he's gonna turn it down.
give him an offer that he simply can't refuse.
That would be a lot of money. And we don't want to do
it
that.
would. It would. But I mean, you got to spend the money to be that team, though. Here's what the Cubs are looking at right now. Jake Arrieta. I mean, that guy was phenomenal for the Cubs. Phenomenal for the Cubs last season. You got Travis Wood. He wasn't so good. He had a few issues during the season. And then you got I can't think of his name right now. Kyle. What's his name? Kyle Schwarber. He's a catcher, but him too. He's in there too. Kyle Hendricks. That's who I'm thinking of. Couldn't remember the guy's name. He was absolutely awesome for the Cubs in his rookie season. Now, people say that he can't be in the top 3 starters. I disagree with that. I think he could be number 2, number 3 starter for the Cubs. So it all depends on what you believe you need. Starting pitching, obviously, they need at least one. But I'd like to see them end up with Lester. What about you, Joe?
Well, I mean, you're talking as a Cubs fan. I'm talking as somebody who's just watches the Cubs just to see how they're doing. So I see it as if they need them, take them. If you don't, get somebody better.
And well, there's really not that many people to choose from right now. John Lester and Max Scherzer. I mean, James Shields will be next year, but that's really it. Jake Peavy. I mean, nobody wants Jake Peavy. He's terrible.
Yep, he is. I know.
You should know that.
He was on the Sox for a while.
And let's get into some White Sox coverage here.
There's not that much big news other than if you watch Detroit, they have Victor Martinez.
Yeah.
And he's a free agent now.
So is Pablo Sandoval from the
Yeah.
Giants. He's going to be.
And Victor Martinez right now is arguably the best hitter on the free agent market right now. And he's another one looking for a big money contract and long term. And the Sox are interested in him.
They have the money.
Yeah, they have the money. But Victor Martinez just came out today or late last night that he wants to stay with the Tigers.
Really?
So it's either you bribe him enough to be this great DH to replace Paul Konerko, because Paul Konerko was DHing for us, as not us. Look at me.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, the White Sox, and replacing Paul Konerko as big hitter. This guy's another big hitter, and he's younger. Not that much younger, but
I know
he's
what
younger.
you mean, yeah.
And it's just wouldn't mind having him. I personally wouldn't take him.
No?
Because the Sox right now need pitching. You got Chris Sale, he's doing really good, but he can only do so much. When he got hurt, it affected the Sox a lot.
Oh, yeah. Here's how I see it. Here's how I would pitch, to free agents if I'm the White Sox front office. I would say, hey, how would you like to play with a guy like Jose Abreu, Avisel Garcia, Chris Sale? Bring up your stars, your names like Jose Abreu. I mean, I would love to play with that guy. If I'm a free agent, a big name free agent like Pablo Sandoval or something, and you bring up Jose Abreu to me, I would love to hit behind Jose Abreu. Think of that 1-2 punch. Think of the skill that comes with that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm a free agent, that's how I look at it.
And then even him as a free agent, it's just DHing. It's being able to put the ball out of the park.
Yeah.
Giving another point.
Now, do you
sacrifice bunts, sacrifice hits, things of that nature, just leading to the next base hit or something like that,
I agree. Do you see the Sox spending, all types of money this season? I mean, it's there. The money's there. But the question is, do they want to spend it? And who do they spend it on?
And see, that's where I think it comes to it. There's not really anybody to spend it on.
You don't think anybody's of worth that much money?
Yes, but I don't think they're going to because they're not what the Sox should be looking for. Like a DH isn't something they should be looking for.
No?
No.
Who do they put at DH?
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go. They need to be looking for that.
I mean, they could. You can never.
I guess you could say that could come last. I mean, they definitely do need pitching because outside of Chris Sale, the Sox are, they're really not that good. Jose Quintana, yeah, he's pretty good, but he's a little inconsistent for my liking. John Danks, he's
garbage.
He fell apart.
Yeah.
Other than that, who do you really have?
Exactly.
They have that Rodon guy, Carlos Rodon. He's coming up.
He's the only one, and they're not going to bring him up yet.
I think he'll be up by season.
Either beginning of the season or in September. Because one thing that they didn't want was him to be a phase. Like, come in the middle season and basically end up being a bust. They were afraid that, he was going to be in the light, and then everybody was going to forget about him.
I would hope that wouldn't happen.
Which I don't think should even be a problem. We're not here for publicity.
Right.
They're here to play baseball and improve your team.
I agree with that. I think Hector. I was about to say, I'm thinking like a Cubs fan here. Hector Rondon. No, Carlos Rodon. I think he could be that type of pitcher for the Sox. That Chris Sale type pitcher. Actually, I think they can be the nastiest 1-2 punch in the league. If Carlos Rodon comes to fruition, like we know he can.
Yeah.
He's played good in AAA, but there's always that transition into the MLB that's always tougher for people.
Yeah, and they have that they have like a shortstop that's pretty good, but I mean you're not going to take away
in AAA.
shortstop.
You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, let's face it, baseball in November is not very exciting to talk about. Unless you're a Cubs fan, of course, because you got that optimism for next season.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, with this thing with Joe Madden, otherwise the Cubs wouldn't even be in the the spotlight.
We'll all be disappointed by next season anyway. That's all the time we have for this week's edition of the Sam and Joe Show. Next week, same time, we'll have some Bears. We'll have the reaction from the Bears-Packers matchup. We'll have Blackhawks. You know the drill. NFL picks of the week, of course, as well. Thank you for listening this week to the Sam and Joe Show. We'll see you next week.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
You are